Hey, what's going on YouTube? Was messing around on stream tonight, doing some clears with Lilith on various trials that you might want to use her to tank on, and thought it might be fun to try and see, can we do some trials using her as like a solo DPS. Now, Scorn of the Genies has always been a trial that people have used to kind of test, like, is a tank able to tank? Are they able to kind of survive and do what they need to do as a tank? So it's kind of neat to bring her to this, and then it's also one that's kind of hard to do damage to because you want to bring physical or mages rather, and Lilith is not a mage. But we did work out on stream a way for us to take out this fight using Lilith as a solo carry DPS, and I'm going to show it to you. So we'll go ahead and get into it. Go ahead and show you the challenges here. Evoke an Esper if you want to. It's not really worth that much, but you know, at this point I've already done it. We are going to beat it within 8 turns with a party of 5 or less. I will say this, there's a little bit of variance to this clear. You could change this by adding more damage, but you really don't need to. Lilith can do this by herself, as I've seen, and it's pretty cool when she does. But here's our team. Sylvie and Bulwark both need to be EX1 or better. And honestly, the faster, the higher EX level your Lilith is, the faster we can do this. But we're going to do this on turn 4. Sylvie's not wearing anything, obviously. Bulwark is. The only thing he's wearing is 2 of these breaker abilities, just to give us breaks. You could also bring a dedicated breaker if you wanted to, but we're not going to. Lilith is going to just be geared for, you know, defense, Fairy Killer, LB damage, True Double Hand. She's wearing a Magister's Ring, you know, lots of stuff going on there. Lots of stuff going on there for Spirit Killer. She's got her own card, because I don't have the advanced card that's on her step up. And there we are. So we'll get into it. I said before, this is mainly a mage fight. You can see at the top of the screen, magic damage has increased. They want you to bring mages. She's not a mage. She's going to be just fine. There we go. First things first, Bulwark is going to go ahead and use Dark Breaker just to put some breaks on the bosses. We're not going to be doing dark damage. Dark is not a good element for this fight, so we're going to be using lightning when the time comes. But we're not doing that just yet. So first and foremost, we're going to use Lilith to just use Enchanting Seductress, Kiss of Desire, and Unending Nightmare. There we go. And Sylvie is just going to go ahead and use offense, defense, and compassionate. No, Paladin's Resolve. There we go. That way we got regen. The Genies, they're doing less than 100 damage on most hits. There are some that were a little bit over 100, but because they're so, she's tanking it so well, she can just recover the health at the end with regen and her own counter skills. But the next couple turns are going to be really, really rough. And to help us with that, Bulwark is going to use Jaunty Jubilee on her, which is external, you know. That means she's not just solo tanking this by herself. Honestly, you could guard here if you really wanted to, but I want to use some of her other stuff, so I don't want to just guard. And this is not necessarily about her solo tanking it at this point, because you're bringing somebody for Fairy Killer anyway. Kind of cool. So yeah, Jaunty Jubilee, we're doing it. She's going to use her LB to just like do more mitigations and some damage. And then Sylvie can honestly just sit here and do nothing. She's just going to guard. There we go. With Jaunty Jubilee up, we take even less damage on most of the hits. But then the big hits at the end do more damage. And she's still going to cover it, tank it, and counter and be totally fine. Back at full health. Very, very cool. Bulwark's going to go ahead and break the boss again, just to keep the good breaks going, because if you look, you know, they've got a little bit of time left. I don't trust it. So we're going to go ahead and... we're going to go ahead and do that again. Keep the breaks going. Sylvie is going to shift and use Leaping Love this turn for like all the stuff that Leaping Love does. And then Lilith is going to use Kiss of Betrayal to spread around the Mace Killer, or the Mace Imperil. So we're going to start here, and we're going to click Lilith and then spread the buffs or the debuffs around. Here we go. They're all now imperiled to maces. She takes a little bit of damage here. Notice that this one is getting healed when she hits him, because she's now imbued with wind, and that one absorbs wind, and that's why we brought Sylvie. Sylvie is going to get rid of that for us. So she's going to start with triple, use Marion's Blessing Lightning to get rid of the wind imperil, give us a little bit of an amp as well. Use Bolt Egg Basket, very cool. And then I've got your back on Lilith. Bulwark is just going to shift, and we're going to use Double Jingle. We're going to, first and foremost, we're going to use Moop's Medley, just to make sure that we are, we got the Fairy Killer now. And we'll go ahead and use Mixtape as well, just for some stat buff. Although at this point, we've got Sylvie's Leaping Love, we should be fully buffed up. And truth be told, she's got almost 10,000 defense with the way we've got her geared. And she's got LB damage buff, she's got modifier boosts, and she's got all kinds of good stuff going on. So we should be able just to do her shifted LB, or her SLB here, and take out these bosses. There's a little bit of RNG though, variance is a thing. And the one to watch is the Djinn. The Shaitan and the Iblis both fall pretty quickly. Shaitan in particular is already weak to lightning, so it's going to just be a total wipeout. But I have seen Djinn die completely, and I have seen Djinn get left with like 3% health. So there's a little bit of variability here. Jinn's the one to watch. We're going to go ahead and watch him, and then we'll just use her SLB here. Here goes. Looks like we rolled well. So there you go. So we're on turn 4, and all missions except for evoking an Esper are complete, and that's the one we really don't care that much about, because it's just 10 energy pots. So here's how she did. All total she did 9.3 billion roughly to the Genies, and she took them out in one shot by herself. So there you go. I don't know, kind of cool. She's definitely got some capability to do that to some other trials as well. Went through and did like Behemoth Kai, went through and did the other one we did was Iron Giant, and then also went through and did a Cerberus clear with her and Chizuru chaining together. That went much faster than my original Cerberus clear. It went from 14 turns to 9 turns. So for me, that's a pretty big deal. And it went pretty well. So, yeah, I'm not displeased that I have her, and she definitely contributed to my Clash of Wills clear as well. But I just thought that was kind of fun that she could tank the Genies, with a little bit of help. Everybody needs a little bit of help sometimes, and also do the damage by herself, which I thought was respectable. Anyways, that's all I got for right now. Take care.